Hey there and welcome back to another Miraculous Ladybug video. And today we'll be talking about the latest episode to drop, Elation, which is a heavy love square episode, so strap your asses in for some premium angst, my dudes. And yeah, another decent episode, but it is also so deeply frustrating if you know what I mean. It's like an episode that just gets you screaming at the TV in frustration. But of course, with all that being said, let's jump into it. So we start off the episode after Ladybug and Cat Noir have defeated yet another akumatized villain, with Ladybug still thirsting hard after our boy, even having set up a little dinner for two type of scenario to try and win his heart. She spouts off wacky one-liners, she kisses him a number of times without his consent, and she kind of makes him uncomfortable. Hoo-hoo! How the tables have turned, am I right? Anyway, since he's been rejected so many times, Cat Noir is almost 100% certain that she's just messing with him, trying to make sure that he's dedicated to keeping his identity a secret. He thinks this is all one big test. Whilst meanwhile, Ladybug's having a crisis, feeling rejected and thinking that our boy's moved on, which he kind of has, to her. Cat Noir then leaves and lands in an alleyway, and finally, we get to see a concrete reason why they always seem to hide in the sewers to detransform. Nobody goes there, but this random alleyway, people could see you, and somebody does. And thus, Cat Noir is mobbed by superfans. Poor dude. No matter what he does these days, he just can't escape the fans who just mob him and have no sense of personal space. And so after he escapes, he decides to pay Marinette a visit in the bakery. But in the meantime, Marinette's made her way home and is ranting hard to Alia, who, judging by this season, has seemingly moved into Marinette's room on a permanent basis. I mean, do they just have sleepovers every single night? Anyway, Marinette's mad that Cat Noir's so good at not being romantic anymore and has seemingly moved on from her, and complains that since he stopped being pushy, he's become so much more attractive. But now he's just no longer pursuing her at all, and he resists her attempts to pursue him. And honestly, once again, poor Alia having to deal with this shit. Tiki too. She loudly proclaimed during a reunion she has no clue about romance, and yet she finds herself here as one of two romantic counselors for Marinette alongside Alia. This must be a nightmare scenario for her. She doesn't know what she's doing. Alia, however, remains deeply based. And she tells her that Cat Noir and Ladybug just isn't going to work out. Their secret identities would end up being compromised because, like her and Nino proved, when you legitimately love somebody, it's too hard to keep such a massive secret. But anyway, whilst Alia is based in this respect, she's perhaps a little less based in her insistence that Marinette is in denial and doesn't love Cat Noir, only Adrien. And honestly, I don't think there's been a single time, not one, in the history of the world, where telling somebody that they belong with somebody other than the person they've chosen has done anything other than make them double down on their decision and pursue their chosen partner even harder. Alia, you gotta use your manipulation skills, girl. You just can't be so forceful about things. Anyway, Marinette then rages and tosses all her Adrien photos in the trash, and we'll see how long that lasts though. And she renounces her love for Adrien in favour of Cat Noir. And meanwhile, Adrien makes his way into the bakery, and in the most adorable fashion ever, he asks if he can speak to Marinette, which makes Tom's non-existent ovaries explode. And it causes him to start planning how they're going to get married, and Adrien's going to move in, and they can take over the bakery together. Aww. And by the way, I am almost 100% certain it is Adrien's final endgame to be a world-class baker and take over this shop. I guarantee this is true. And anyway, they call up Marinette on the Alliance ring, and she tells them to make him leave. Ooh, and so they have to awkwardly shuffle him out the door, but they do give him some snacks for the road. Is there anything more soul-killing than being so brutally rejected? Seriously, dude has been shot down in like 3 episodes, back to back to back. And to make things worse, some prick actually comes in to get a selfie with him, calling him his personal assistant because of the Alliance ring, and then he posts it online. So you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to be swarmed by the stands any minute now. And all the while, Marinette rages hard at Alia after she tries to give her more tough love and calls her a fool for rejecting Adrien yet again. But Marinette will no longer be swayed. Like I said, she rages, oh lord she rages, twitchy eye and all. And then instead of apologising for being maybe a little too forceful, Alia instead tells her to go outside for a while to cool down, acting like Marinette is insane and being very unreasonable. And I mean, like, she is insane, but I do think her reaction was quite justified. But back to Adrien, he laments his poor fortune, and then finds himself accosted by fans, led by that absolute freak of nature who dresses up as him and carries around a cardboard cutout of him. What a loser. and we thought Marinette could be a bit of a stalker. This dude needs 20 minutes in a locked room with Gorilla to sort himself out. And so anyway, Adrian escapes and transforms before heading onto a roof across from Marinette's place, while she comes out onto the balcony to cool off. And yeah, this scene is freaking cute. Trying to pretend like they didn't see each other, trying to subtly make eye contact to have an excuse to talk, wholesome little weird waving. He gives her a flower that she puts in her hair, they flirt, they give each other the love heart eyes, stumble over their words, flirt some more, and by God do they flirt some more and more and more. And then they decide off the cuff to go out on a date to get some ice cream. And then they almost kiss. Whoo-hoo! Jesus. I feel like some of the shippers are going to need a defib machine by the end of this episode. And also, what the hell's going on this season? Previously, almost all of the romance scenes throughout the majority of the show's run have been very, very light or have been deeply cringe. Like, cringe. But this, I was feeling this. It's like the show, the writers, they've taken creative steroids. But I digress. We must continue. Because meanwhile, Alia is having her come to Jesus moment, where she realizes that maybe she was getting too forceful. And it is a bit weird to be that angry and invested in your friend's love life. But then Tiki enters the chat with one goal, and that is to cockblock Marinette, telling Alia that Cat Noir and Marinette can't ever work, and it'll cause the end of the world. Yikes, a bit dramatic, but okay. And honestly, I think the moment's passed for that, Tiki. In Reunion, that was her chance to straight up tell Marinette, it's not going to work. Stop it. But instead, she's getting Alia to do her dirty work for her. And I think I said this a couple of vids ago, but Tiki's low-key a manipulator. Cheeky little thing. But yeah, they go to talk to Marinette, and she's gone. And honestly, if it was me, first thing I'm doing is rushing over to the balcony to look down at the street. Marinette is famously clumsy. I wouldn't put it past her to fall to her death pining after a dude. And then, that's the end of season 5. She's dead, gone. And the story in general is over. Whoops. Or there's a very, very dark scene where Alia has to take the earrings off her corpse. Eesh. But yeah, let's move on from that depressing tangent, because we got romance for days. But hey, back to falling to your death for a moment. How is there any chance of you not just straight up shitting your pants, being up that high, balancing on a narrow stick? Also, rest in peace if you drop your phone from up there. Anyway, they use an app to find Andre the Ice Cream Man, and they dance on over to him, literally, and then he completely and utterly kills the vibe by refusing to sell them ice cream, because apparently, according to him, they belong with other people, who they in turn deny being in love with, which hurts their feelings, as obviously it's their alter egos they're talking about. And also, Andre, piss off, mate. I'm pretty sure he's given ice cream to other non-romantic pairings before. And indeed, simply other romantic pairings, alternate ships, Luca, Marinette, Kagami, Adrian, you know the drill. Dog, you gotta stop directly shipping children to their faces, man. What a dweeb. He is up there with the Adrian stan for becoming the creepiest current character in the show. He belongs in the Hall of Shame. So yeah, the date's ruined, and then they go sulk on the Sand Island thing. And fair enough, I would sulk too. Cat Noir then has an oh shit moment when he realizes that Marinette used to be in love with him as Adrian, and isn't anymore. And Marinette also mourns that Cat Noir is no longer in love with her as Ladybug. And it's all very sad, and way to ruin everything, Andre. Hashtag cancel Andre the Ice Cream Man. But hey, don't be too sad, because the romance hits us once more, and my God, it hits us hard. Haymaker. This is it, kiddos. We're here. Love hard eyes. Years of waiting. Years of torment. It's gonna happen. At last, finally. Nothing's gonna stop him. Cheek kiss. Nose kiss. Legit kiss. Woohoo! And then Adrian apparently did attend a consent training course like I said he should, because he recognizes the power imbalance of him being a masked hero and her being a self-proclaimed super fan. And yeah, our boy has character growth for days this season, but yeah, of course, it pisses her off and us off too, because obviously we and she realize that there is no power imbalance here. But she can't tell him that, and he can't hear us screaming through the screen. So she, of course, ends up akumatized very briefly, but of course, she rejects the akuma after Cat Noir kisses her to calm her down. Damn it, I know realistically they can't do the Marinette Akuma storyline without somebody else having the earrings, but since I feel like Tiki was already with Alia, this would have been a really great episode to pull the trigger and have her take off the earrings in anger because she needed space from both of them, before she goes up to the roof. Then you can have Scarabella and Cat Noir try to calm her down, her love interest and her best friend. That would have been far more exciting to me. And on top of that, it's not like she would have had to sell them out to Monarch, because we know that akumatized villains can double cross him. Safari was going to do that. Robotnik, or whatever his name was going to do that. Actually, no, Robotnik's from Sonic. I think it was Robustus. So anyway, it would have been fun to have her do something like that. She wants to wish Monarch away or some shit. But nope, akumatize the ice cream dude again. Nah, that's okay. I just think it was a missed opportunity. Anyway, weirdo ice cream man Andre is somehow so invested in the love lives of teenagers, and this dude's what, like 50? That he legit gets himself akumatized. Legit. Whew. Anyway, he gets supercharged by the tiger power to give his ice cream some extra oomph, and off he goes. And guess what? There's another social failing to add to this dude's list. Because when confronted with the fact that Cat Noir and Marinette were potentially on a date, do you know who he blamed? Whose fault it was? Why, it's that hussy Marinette. And now he has to destroy her life. Put the woman back in her place. How could she lead poor, innocent Cat Noir astray like that? And so now, Andre low-key, a misogynist. Blame the teenage girl instead of the powerful superhero and go and try and kill her and her family and destroy their shop. Nice. I mean, for one, blaming anybody for that is weird already, but I feel like the way he goes about this whole thing makes him seem even worse. So yeah, cancel Andre the Ice Cream Man. And anyway, Cat Noir then hides Marinette in one of the changing rooms and runs off to fight, whilst Marinette calls Alia to get Tiki to come and find her so they can help too. Andre then goes nuts. He blows up the bakery and the street. And yeah, he just starts blasting. And I wonder how many people actually got killed here. Regardless, Alia distracts him with a bowl on her head and wielding a broom and spitting some straight fire, whilst Ladybug and Cat Noir both come to terms with their new dynamic. And then of course they cheap shot his ice cream mask with a giant umbrella and they melt him over a fire before smashing his scoop, freeing him and fixing everything. Yada yada yada, you know the drill at this point. Anyway, Andre apologizes, and that's too little too late, mate, go home. And then we cut to Gabe, whose arm is getting worse. Yeah, he's gonna die, isn't he? That's a shame. But we now know he's plotting to use Marinette against Cat Noir. Although, this was funny, because he talks about Cat Noir, but more as in, if I hurt him and hurt the person he loves, then I can defeat Ladybug. Oh, no respect for our boy. Even in a storyline that focuses hard on Cat Noir, Gabe manages to turn it into a plot to bring down Ladybug. Shaking my damn head. And so, we then end things on a bit of a sadder note, with Cat Noir not wanting to be a creepy celebrity taking advantage of a fan, which leaves him depressed at home, until Plagg convinces him that he can get Marinette to fall in love with him again as Adrian, whilst Marinette has a cry on the balcony. Also, when she asks Tiki if a boy would ever love her, I know the idea is that Tiki goes and comforts her, but it definitely sounded like she did a little chuff, then a little laugh, and was smiling as they hugged. Damn. Tiki, the true villain of Miraculous Ladybug? And so yeah, that's the end of the episode. Great episode. I really enjoyed it. I never thought I'd be here, hating on Andre the Ice Cream Dude, but here we are. This is my life now. And so, with all that being said, these were just my opinions, and now I'd like to hear yours. What did you think of the episode? You like it? Hate it? I'm curious for your thoughts, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know.